All right, toss-up number 1. Its conclusions have been used to propose a novel method of detecting wiretaps in which a tapped message would be detectable because it will be different at each end of the transmission.
Heisenberg uncertainty principle?
No. Its creator intended to criticize the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum theory and may have contributed to the development of the competing many worlds theory. The setup involved an amount of radioactive material so small that, with equal probability, either 1 or 0 atoms of it would decay within 1 hour. If an atom did decay, it would set off a Geiger counter that would destroy a bottle containing poison. For 10 points, identify this thought experiment involving a box.
Schrodinger's cat.
Correct. 10 points.
Whatever, I'm not ready to do this.
Your bonus, 10 points each. Identify these other thought experiments in physics. Part 1. The titular entity separates high and low energy particles into 2 separate chambers in this apparent violation of the second law of thermodynamics.
Engine.
No, over here?
Maxwell's demon.
Correct, Maxwell's demon. Part 2. The author of this thought experiment used it to formulate his ideas of universal gravitation. The titular object will either fall to Earth, enter a circular or elliptical orbit, or fly off into space. No answer? Over here?
The guy in an elevator experiment.
It is Newton's cannonball. And finally, this device does not violate the second law of thermodynamics. Richard Feynman, its inventor, showed that it would either function or work, not function or work in accordance with thermodynamic theories, depending on the temperatures inside the components of the system. Answer? No answer? Over here?
Carnot engine.
It's called the Brownian ratchet. Toss-up number 2. Historians who wrote of this man included Agathias and Procopius, who published the Anecdota, which show the recorded activity of his court. He signed an eternal peace with Khosrau, the first, but this would soon be broken. With the exception of an invasion by Zabergan, he was able to keep his domain's northern boundaries safe during his reign. Due to his choice of unpopular advisors, he faced the Nika riots, which ended up destroying almost half of the capital. Aided by the general Belisarius, named for 10 points, this Byzantine emperor...
Justinian?
Yes.
Yeah, now he needs one more buzzer.
Let's see, your bonus. 10 points each. Name the successor states of the Byzantines after the sack of Constantinople during the Fourth Crusade. Part 1. This empire, which shares its name with a council held 900 years later, would eventually retake Constantinople in 1261. Answer?
The Empire of France.
No, over here. Is the Empire of Nicaea. Part 2, located in northern Anatolia, this empire would not fall to the Ottomans until 1461, outlasting the Byzantine Empire by 8 years. Answer? No answer over here? It is the Trebizond Empire. And finally, this empire, located along the coast of the Adriatic and Ionian Seas, would not fall until 1479. No, over here?
The Macedonian?
It is the Principality of Epirus.
There's no point in being an empire if no one's a
Yeah.
That was okay.
Didn't fall until 14.
Toss-up number 3. Born in the 1920s, he and his family were persecuted by the Nazis, shot, and buried in a mass grave. He managed to stay alive and was sent to Auschwitz, where he fell in love with a gypsy named Magda and escaped with her. A mob prevents him from saving his first daughter from a fire, and in a blinding rage, he kills everyone and destroys half the city, while Magda runs away pregnant with twins. He believes that Homo Superior will dominate the world and tries to use deadly force to protect them. Over here.
Magneto?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Name these other powerful mutants for 10 points each. Or other mutants, I'm sorry. One of the most powerful mutants, he has control over his body's atomic structure and has been around since 3000 BC. He has clashed with the X-Men many times and has 4 horsemen: war, famine, death, and pestilence.
I don't know. Say.
No, over here. Answer?
No, apocalypse.
Yes, apocalypse is correct.
Wow.
Second party bonus. Wife of Cyclops/Scott Summers, she is one of the hosts of the Phoenix Force, which allows her to tap into unlimited power.
Yellow she.
Yeah. No.
No.
Halle Berry.
Yes, Jane Grey is correct. And finally, this German mutant has a prehensile tail and the ability to teleport, leaving the scent of brimstone and a bamf sound.
Oh, Taylor.
No.
Night Stalker.
No, it's Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
No points on part 3, 20 points to Logo. Okay. Next. Nightcrawler. Little blue guy.
Stalker.
He was in the third movie. The second one. No, wait, the third one, yeah.
One of them. Switch off.
No, they weren't very good.
No.
Number 4. He used to work as a salesman to support his family, but when he becomes unable to do so, his father begins work as a doorman. Over here.
Barrier Samson.
Yes. Power.
Wow. What was the second sentence?
The second sentence was, however, the family's financial situation demands that his family attempts to rent out their house together.
Okay.
The bonus, name these other works by Kafka, 10 points each. Kafka's first novel tells the story of the man who disappeared.
I got this one.
Invisible Man.
No, over here.
The Hunger Artist?
It is America.
Oh.
Like much of Kafka's work, he left this novel incomplete, but it was finished by his publisher and then made into a 1962 Orson Welles directed film.
Brazil?
No, over here.
The Castle.
The Trial. This novel about a man known only as K was the last novel Kafka wrote.
Brazil.
No, over here.
The Castle.
The Castle.
The what?
The
The
Castle.
Castle.
The Trial.
Toss up number 5. On the right of the canvas, a city is enshrouded in clouds and smoke. Also on the right is a man in a top hat with a musket. And on the left is a pistol-wielding boy with his face turned toward the viewer.
Liberty Leading the People?
Correct. Your bonus. Answer some questions about a work of art that shares something in common with liberty leading the people. Part 1. The female figure in the center of Delacroix's painting is again depicted in this gift from France to a foreign nation.
Statue of Liberty.
Correct. This Alsatian artist sculpted the copper exterior of the Statue of Liberty.
Wait, no, Bartholdi.
Yeah.
Correct. In this sonnet by Emma Lazarus, the speaker implores, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." It is engraved on the base of the statue.
New Colossus.
Correct, 30. Toss number 6. This country at one point featured a system called Golden Liberty, an early precursor to federalism in which all nobles had equal status. It formulated the principles of Prometheism in the early 20th century, while more recently it was home to a trade union designed to overthrow the government by nonviolent means, solidarity.
Poland.
Yes.
Say again?
Poland. Name these countries that got repeatedly owned by the Germans. During the 19th century, this nation was forced to give up the treaties of Alsace and Lorraine after getting crushed by the North German Confederation. More famously, it got overrun during World War II after the failure of the Maginot Line.
France.
Correct? This country was defeated in the 7 Weeks' War against Prussia and, to make matters worse, was annexed by Germany in 1938 and was renamed as Ostmark.
Go for it. Denmark.
No, over here?
Austria?
Yes, Austria. And finally, this country was forced to siege Schleswig-Holstein to Prussia in 1864. In order to finish the job, Germany occupied this country in April 1940 and annexed it in 1943.
Czechoslovakia.
No, over here? Answer? No? Okay, it's Denmark.
Oh.